What's up, baby dolls? We're going to have some fun here. There is a Bitcoin maxi that Mr. Cussard has sent me. His name is Pleb Underground, and he mentions HEX in here. Now, of course, label Ponzi Scheme. Also label, he's going to show you the HEX chart going down. Like I said, God, gee, if only there was a guy out here who was trying to tell everybody that HEX, the HEX from Ethereum, the HEX on Ethereum is the HEX that 99.99999% of the world know. And maybe, just maybe, it's not going away. So whether someone tries to kill it or not. Now, in this video, friends, is playing a video from RG3 and DollarCostCrypto. So they're talking about Mt. Gox Bitcoin being a supply issue that's going to scare everybody. And if I was to guess, friends, remember the videos from a year ago. So Richard Hart warned us about Mt. Gox. So it just he's making fun about the HEX community, about how they've just been wrong about everything about Bitcoin. So
years of waiting, and I guarantee you, there's going to be, you know, somebody's gonna dump them. They're going to get dumped.
Oh yeah, man. Like, it's kind of crazy. I mean, but here, like, actually,
So I just want to stop right here. This particular video is a year old. Okay, this is a year old, and what's really crazy is that Bitcoin, of course, came back from 15K to go all the way back up to 73K. So if you listened to these guys, fucking wrecked. Okay, like plain and simple, you got wrecked. And a further point on that. Okay, while these guys are sitting here fudding Bitcoin, right, letting you know how terribly Bitcoin's going to do, this is the HEX chart. This is the weekly HEX chart. Every single one of these candles is 1 week of price activity. Now, if you don't understand what happened here, I'm going to explain it to you. This is a pump, and this is a dump.
So just go through,
Bitcoin lovers, right? The Richard Hart enthusiasts will be like, "Well, you're showing HEX. PulseChain's the real thing." So after he wrecked all of his HEX bag holders, okay, after he wrecked all of these people buying a bunch of useless Louis Vuitton crap, he launched this piece of garbage, okay, PulseChain. Now, something that people don't really pay attention to is the fact that PulseChain nor HEX will trade against Bitcoin. And that's really because nobody will actually give you Bitcoin for these shitcoins. They're only willing to give you another shitcoin for this shitcoin. And I know right now that this HEX chart doesn't look so bad, but that's just because it only started trading. Okay, it didn't start trading that much that long ago.
See, friends, I just want to tell you, like, your friend Sommi, friends, if you watch my ultimate bull market strategy guide, remember I give you the 4 key competitive edges you need to basically filter for yourself and sharpen your tools, sharpen your banana, sit on squeaky chairs to basically try. Remember, I'm using all my words, friends. They're trying to just smash it out of the park, try to get higher returns. What were they? Number 1, go on chain. He doesn't even know PulseChain did not launch with MEXC. That's funny. He doesn't even know, man. But he's a Bitcoin maxi, so I'm not surprised. They don't believe in like Ethereum and DEXs and stuff. So his only data source here is literally this MEXC chart. You know what's funny, friends? I've noticed this just now on the top. Okay, on the top, I'm going to bring this to your attention. He's watching a video here by Samson Mount. Now, obviously, he's one of like total Bitcoin. He's like a toxic Bitcoin maxi guy that they consider. But see, friends, remember like key competitive edges from my ultimate bull market strategy guide that I put my heart and soul into it for you, part 1 and part 2, as I do every video. There is a starting with the on-chain, go on-chain, the DEXs part. Now, it's not enough to just bink it, which is like, you know, smash it out of the park. It's not enough in this cycle. In 2020, it was almost enough. You literally just needed to be on-chain. Everything just went up on-chain. Oh, Uniswap, anything on Uniswap, okay? Now you have to go even further. What were the things that we discussed? Remember, number 1 was on-chain stuff. Number 2 was an active community. You need an active community, or the community, maybe they're quiet now, maybe they can be active. You need an active community. The more active, the better. The cult, that's better. What was point number 3? Point number 3 was information asymmetry. So, for example, I have a fluffy microphone. I've got, what, like 30,000 people on Twitter Roonies and YouTubes. Maybe it'll be 100,000 one day. Maybe, like, for example, I know I'm worth 1 million people. I'm not making the content for 1 million people. I know I'm watching everyone else. I'm like, man, you kind of dumbing me down. I'm dumb enough as it is. You know, I've got a peanut brain. They're not reporting on stuff that kind of like is pushing the envelope. And of course, why would they? Because I'm doing this for free. They'd probably want to get paid for it. So I don't blame them. But information asymmetry. I've got a fluffy microphone. And you think, okay, maybe my friend Sommi, maybe he's a unicorn. Maybe I am a unicorn, friends. And maybe I do get to 300,000, 500,000 people one day. You're front running them. You're literally front running the network effects. Because it takes, maybe funds get a hold on it. So this is the thing, friends. It's not just PvP where it's like, oh, I'm going to dump on the next 10 people. Yeah, that's one way to think about it. Another way to think about it is maybe my fluffy microphone reaches bigger funds out there who say, wait, there's a thing called Metcalfe's Law. Wait a minute. Here are the daily active users. Here is the liquidity. Look at this active community. For example, in PulseChain, there are 70 streamers. Maybe there'll be 71 when Mr. Sota, maybe he may start making videos. Okay, 71 now. We have HEX and PulseChain conferences every year, both separate. Shout out to Matty Allen for that. You also have 170 content creators. People on TikTok, people on Instagram, people on Twitter. Everybody pushing content. Bang, 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 bang. They're in the cult, man. They're in the cult. Even if you tell them to shut up about it, they're not going to shut up. Make memes great again. Okay? You're my friend. So you see all that? You're stacking all the edges. Number one, on-chain. Go on-chain. Number two was the active community. Number three was information asymmetry. Another big one as well. That information asymmetry point. 170,000 Ethereum is sitting in the sacrifice wallet. This guy, Mr. Pleb, his name is Pleb Underground. He doesn't know about that. And if you're watching Mr. Pleb Underground, PB, Mr. Plebby, okay, well, you're learning something. I know you're never going to come and buy the coin because it's not everyone's cut out for it. Not everyone's cut out for it, or to even, not everyone wants to learn it. And part of the trial by fire going offside is you're forced to learn more and really believe. That's another concept to think about. So this guy can't even comprehend and go, hey, there's 170,000 ETH sitting in a wallet. But see, because he's a Bitcoin maxi, friends, this guy, he would consider ETH a total shit coin as well. So he's listening to Sam's mouth. So he believes ETH is worth zero. So like, oh, it doesn't matter if you have 170,000 ETH somewhere because that coin's worth zero because it's not fully decentralized. That's how they think, by the way. Let's play some nice gentle angel music just in case everybody is a bit riled up right now. Riled up over nothing. I mean, like, hey, it's the 95th guy to call HEX a Ponzi scam this week. Oh, I haven't heard that before. 3 years of down early, So you see these things, friends. You're stacking all these edges. What was point number 4, by the way? Point number 4, your final thing, key competitive edge was developers. Now, developers, it's a bit tough to measure because if developers follow the people. They're one in the same. And developers as well, there's a developer growth. And it'd be pretty hard to measure everything perfectly because Solana, their developer count is down 20% in the past 2 years. So you're probably saying, how the hell did the price go up then? I don't know. Maybe VC insiders, they paid the right people. I've even seen on Twitter, they're saying BONK and WIF hat inside jobs. So we know 100% BONK is, but I'm not sure what WIF is. And you know what, friends? It's funny. Okay, inside job, yeah, but everybody's trying to be an inside job. Everyone wants what's inside job mean. Hey, let's focus together to pump the crap out of something. Okay, that's what everyone wants, isn't it? Everyone's trying to do their inside job. But you stack all these edges, you do well. By the way, Coinbase have like 826 developers now, I think. So big growth. One of the biggest growth, Coinbase. Their layer 2 chain. Remember, the Ethereum layer 2. That's probably another key piece of edge where the Coinbase customers, there's 115 million. Only 10% of them have been on chain. If the other 100 million who have not been on chain, when they get the easy trading tool suite on Coinbase to swap from Bitcoin straight into layer 2 chain coins like memes, bang, it becomes seamless. So you get an idea of how these edges stack, why we're in this vicinity, whereas people still stuck in other chains that maybe not going to go anywhere. Now, where does it even relate to PulseChain? All these doesn't really relate at all. Well, Ethereum boosting up, people wanting EVM stuff, people being used to the chain. That's something else to think about. Okay, so it's wonderful that we can even discuss this, friends. I'll let him continue. Let's see if he says anything else.
Ago. So we're going to wait that out. Now, we're going to try to give a different perspective here. As of today, it looks like some of those Mt. Gox funds have started to move to exchanges.
So he's talking about the exchanges stuff. Right? And yeah, he calls HEX a Ponzi scheme in here. So I'm not sure if I remembered playing it for you. He calls HEX a Ponzi scheme. He goes, oh, these guys got a new Rekt and stuff. So he plays the whole clip of RG3 and Miguel. So what are you meant to do? What are you meant to do with these friends? They're just words. Firstly, just words in a game, friends. It's like, okay, friends, it's literally like Cristiano Ronaldo is going to go on the pitch and they've made compilation videos of him like performing badly for the past 12 months, you know, missing kicks, doing fouls and just doing bad stuff and not at his prime. You know, if you let it get to your head, you automatically lose. And it's outside of our control anyway. You know, PulseChain, HEX, PulseX, Inc. just leverage on ETH, right? Financially and spiritually, even if it wasn't directly financially with the Ethereum in the sacrifice wallet, it's spiritually linked to it, just like the rest of crypto, pretty much, unless you're like a sick unicorn with a new Cycle 1 narrative. So you have an idea, you have a 3D awareness of all these. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we still have to look at the price results, okay? And we know this is the PLS price chart, friends. And this chart, I know we all love looking at this chart and everyone cares about ratios. Yeah, man. But the only thing you really have to look at is the Ethereum to Pulse ratio. So you have to invert the pair, right? This is the WEF PLS, invert the pair and then select ETH. Now you have the Pulse ETH ratio, which is down 91%. So we are down a 4x from 3 years ago. And from this point to get to May launch, PulseChain needs to run up 10x whilst Ethereum is staying still. You know, interesting, friends, a lot of people, they will hear this and they'll start crying. Okay, well, worst decision of my life. Look, man, this is just a game. This is markets. You have to sit. If you don't sit, if you don't learn to sit, if you don't even believe in sitting, if you don't believe at all, eventually the market will get you and catch you pants down. Pants down. And everyone can see your small little willy. You just came out of a cold shower. Okay? You have to know. You have to know this. Warren Buffett, world's greatest investor, he always says, man, if you don't think about owning the stock for 10 years, don't even think about owning it for 10 minutes. That's what he says. Basically, always have that long-term mindset. Always. Now, you know, when we hear that, I tell people that. They're like, okay, sweet. But I know, man, it's one thing to hear it, but it's another thing to see the reality. So when you hear that, you probably think this happens. Yay, volatility, yay, volatility. And you hear, that's a staircase going up. Okay, that's what you think what happens. Instead, what usually happens is down, 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 down. That's it. And then you're hoping, oh, there's friendship. There's friendship. That's what pretty much it. So you end up at the same point, but it's just this long bow. Okay, it's this long bow. You're basically hoping a rocket slingshot. Hoping, man. That's what you're hoping. We're coping. We're praying. I'm not even going to pretend that otherwise. By the way, this guy doesn't even know, man. How do you even know how long Bitcoin's gone? Right? You don't even know what the upside is from here. Bitcoin dominance could be heading straight to 20% over the next 4 or 5 years. Ethereum could flip you in the next 3 or 4 years. You know, that's on the agenda. Of course, it's on the agenda. It's very, very possible. Now, what do we do, friends, after seeing all these? It's just it's another guy. Okay, another guy calling it a Ponzi scam. Who cares? You know the fundamentals. So I've got to remind everybody, what are the fundamentals? You have cult. You have information asymmetry. You do have information asymmetry. What's your information asymmetry? You know this, friends. The market has not priced in that there are 70 streamers, 70 YouTube channels related to HEX, Richard Hart, PulseChain, PulseX. Now, you're probably wondering, hey, why is there only like 3 of you guys making videos right now? Yeah, because the prices are down. The prices are down. What do you think is going to happen when Ethereum clears $7,000 American dollars? Ethereum clearing $5,000, $6,000, that zone, once it starts pushing up, all those people, those Hexicans, Pulsicans, Pulsexicans, and Inkians, once they all have a look, oh, wow, I'm excited by my phone again. They'll whip up the camera, they come out, they see us partying. Yeah, we're not partying over big candles. Doesn't really matter, man. The size of the candle doesn't matter, friends. It is literally just the direction, okay? Now, I know it sounds like one of those weird sex things that girls tell people if you have a small willy. You know, it's not the size of the boat, it's how you use it, etc. You're doing backflips in the ocean on a surfboard. Whatever it is, whatever they say about it, for people with small willies. You know that thing, that saying? It's exactly, I know it sounds like it, but it's true, man. We were here. We were here, friends. Change this to a freaking monthly chart. I can tell you right now, all right, change it to a monthly chart. You were all here, friends. January was amazing. Feb, people started to do anti-Sommi stuff straight away because I was skeptical. It's like, man, if we were going up hundreds of X's, we should not be stopping here. You know what I mean? And then March, we're going losing against ETH. Look at this. You see this? See this? It's the color of the monthly candle. Everyone's like, yay, we've had some friendship. See, these are the 2 past monthly candles. It's the color of the monthly candle, friends. It really is. I've been here, made so many videos of it. It's literally the color of the monthly candle. Because why is that? It's a dopamine, man. It's just speculating. It's like, hey, the motion, the direction. We think linear as humans. We think, okay, if this coin went up 5x this year, it can do 5x next year. We think linear like that. That's how we think. We're adding everything. So if we're going up now, we're improving. Yay, improving in the right direction. Just go in the right direction. It's very hard for us to think about mean reversion stuff. It's very hard. Very hard. Actually, it's what we're doing right now. So PulseChain and Richard. Think about this, friends. PulseChain and Richard Hart. Okay, that's what I want to say. PulseChain and Richard Hart. Think about, imagine you could graph Richard Hart's maybe screen time, streaming, maybe his presence to the community. If you could graph it, right? Obviously, at the start, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna just draw this chart here. If you had a graph of Richard Hart's screen time, okay, in 2019, what ended up happening was, so I'm going to draw what happened at the start. So first, he wasn't streaming 2018. Then he streams and streams and streams, and he does this, right? Does that. Then 2022, so now this is 2019, this is 19, 20, whatever, 22. Bear market comes, and he's streaming less and less and less and less. He's like down here, okay? Now, this is the game of markets, man, because maybe he was never meant to stream that much in the first place, friends. So what you're basically betting is, you're like, well, I wonder if he comes and streams or is just more active again in the future, and he mean reverts up here. But here's the part about markets, friends. Down in this point, maximum opportunity, you can't feel good because you're betting on an inflection. You're saying, man, can you please turn? That's why, friends, if you notice, right, I've seen, how many times have you seen somebody on Twitter, they'll always say, they'll tag Richard, go, hey, man, can you please stream, please? Like, we really need you to stream. Like, really need you to stream, bro. They're always saying this, okay, friends? But that's markets, man. This is markets, friends. It's, for example, it's so hard to feel your fear at the top of euphoria because he's saying, we won, no, we've lost. As soon as everyone's saying we've lost, it's very hard to think about that. That is how markets work in a nutshell. That's pretty much it. So I didn't even use the price chart there. It looks like the price chart, doesn't it? Because that's what it is. It's Richard giving attention and birth and promoting and marketing. Okay, so it was wonderful just to go through these perspective, friends. Everyone has a different risk metric in terms of like how they measure risk, their risk appetite, of course. And where's this ultimately going to land us? Don't know. All I can tell you is everything else has been ticked off. It's still on. We're playing the whole cycle. You can click sell and leave and go buy something else. But look, I'm not going to embarrass anyone, but all you guys, not in the comment section, there's a couple of cucks there. There's always a couple of cucks. A couple of cucks out there on Telegram as well and on Twitter. I wrote down your coins that you shat on HEX and PulseChain on, and you told us to FOMO buy. Okay, I literally, I'm not even going to tell you what they are, but I've looked at some of their charts. And I'm not even going to jinx it, okay? I'm not going to jinx any of these. I'm not going to reveal it out to the universe. I'm looking at it right now on my screen. Just one. There's a few. And you're all bleeding the Bitcoin, bro. You're all bleeding the Bitcoin. Now, here's the difference. The difference with my favorite Ponzi's, PulseChain, PulseX, HEX, EHEX, PX, Inc, Richard Hart coins. The difference is, over in that camp, it was never given the mainstream spotlight. It was never given it. Now, you might say it never deserves it and it never will get it. Okay. But I can tell you one thing that should haunt these people every night they go to sleep. In every single cycle, the past 3 cycles, with every single narrative that has appeared, yes, every single one, probably like 20, 30, 40, 50, every single season that has appeared of altcoins, when you are given mainstream wide spotlight, it never comes back. You are never coming back. Because why? Why does that happen? It's because most of the times, okay, it's due to the fact that you were only put in there because you had a lot of price run up, and the mainstream streamers and crypto YouTubers adopted it. They were either in it, getting paid, doesn't really matter. But because of that showcasing, because of that promotion, all the videos being spread out there, they all basically they all feed off each other and they all just copy each other, breeds like rabbits. Unfortunately though, you bring in the worst type of holder to your coin. You bring in the non-believer. You bring in the person who only joins you in those moments, those high prices, only because you were going up, only because they heard about you from the YouTube channels, only because they were bored, they weren't making money. So that is irrational. Irrational. Think about it. Why should an asset get buyers because people aren't making money somewhere else? That has nothing to do with the fundamental value of the asset. Nothing. Which means if you can suspect that people are just joining in purely to get rich, purely because they don't believe, purely because they're bored somewhere else, something else isn't moving, or they heard about it from the mainstream, once those types of people are getting in, they are the soy-infused paper hands. That is exit liquidity. That's like, wait a minute, you don't believe. You don't believe at all. You're only coming here because the hot girls are here. These boys came to the Bucks early, okay, started making a meme barbecue, and some of us even cut the salad for everyone, and we loaded up the Essie and the drinks. The girls weren't even here yet. You see? We stocked up the fridge. We stocked up the second fridge so you wouldn't have to go out in the cold in the middle of the night because you were partying inside. You didn't want to go outside. True story, okay? That's how much we believe. That's true friendship. When the non-believers arrive, friends, it's 2 a.m. How much more you got to go, bro? Couple of more hits? Sun's coming up soon. You know, it's a long ride home. That Uber's going to take 25 just to get here. Then it's 45 where you live. Think about it, friends. Think about it. It's exactly what's happening right now. So you're playing the whole cycle. The next phase is coming. And you've learned a lot just by seeing this, going through this journey, friends. There's always going to be these people, hey, they believe, they don't believe. It is what it is. Like, you can't, if you let it affect you, that's all right. Like, you're one of the new people, all right? You're one of the new people. Friends, it's literally like, man, you're a football player and you can hear someone in the crowd saying, you're slow, you're fat, you're going to drop the ball. Like, you know, you have to focus on the game. Focus on the game, focus on the fundamentals. All those fundamentals are still there. Just one thing missing. You know what's missing? Mr. Russell. Mr. Russell, the liquidity buckets, 4-year cycle, magic, woo-woo, voodoo magic. Okay, it continues. We'll see where we land. Hopefully your bags are packed. You've had plenty of time to accumulate, but don't feel like you have to keep stacking it, you know? Though, where else do you put your other bullets? It's not like there's other new narratives that have appeared yet. Okay, so we're going to take this step by step, week by week, and hopefully maybe we do get graced by this Coinbase App Store ranking or any other unicorn top signal that appears. Like and subscribe. Don't forget it loves your friends. Catch you soon.